What does trance mean to you?
Trance to me is a digital orchestra. It is creating soundscapes that invoke emotion and good thoughts, or just really cool sounds. You know, that's the essence of it to me, and it makes you want to move. It has an energy that makes you want to get up and dance and jump around and have a good time. That's what it means to me.
I can tell you really do love it. A lot of your videos on your channel, when you're making trance and you're talking about it and you're putting it together, I can tell that's someone who, like, that genre of music has really impacted their life. And I don't know how much it's shaped who you are today, but when I think of music that's impacted me and shaped me, the way I talk about it and the way I glow, it's kind of like what I see with you when you talk about trance.
Yeah, it's the first time I heard it, I was mesmerized. It was the most incredible sounds I had heard in my entire life. And I wanted to be the one who could also make people feel that way, if that makes sense. So that's kind of why I got into it on the production side, is to hopefully invoke those types of feelings in others by creating this music. And it's funny because now it seems like such a long time ago. That was 20 years ago.
Time flies, huh?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I like trance too. I used to go to this club in Toronto that, like, they had multiple rooms, and there was just like one trance room, and the DJs that they would bring in there, or even the house DJ, he'd be in that room. It was modern trance, but there'd also be a lot of like throwbacks, and it reminded me of the 90s, because like that's when I was born, that's when I was raised, and like it reminded me of a lot of those game soundtracks and the music that I heard. And then I would want to go further, so I would listen to like satellite radio that had trance remixes and stuff. And it's an approach to music that I feel never got as much respect as it deserved. Like, trance was obviously popular, but something about trance, like acid, I feel the same way with too, but like trance is very, as I said earlier, hypnotic, and it is emotive.
Yeah. I think what happened is it got very samey once it kind of got popular. I think the same kind of thing happened with dubstep. Dubstep did not sound like Skrillex, everybody. Did not sound like that. But once that came out and became popular, everyone kind of clones that. And then unfortunately the genre suffers from that, I think. I think trance has definitely had that effect. That has affected it to a certain extent. But it's funny because when I listen to things like progressive house, I hear a lot of trance elements in there. So it's like it's almost kind of merged into other genres as well. So, and I would recommend people to try and find some trance from the early 90s. It's not going to sound like the stuff that you think. And I've had some younger people try and argue that it's not trance. That's what it was. So before it kind of got all commercialized and sounding all the same, go explore, go find some old school trance and techno and listen to that stuff. It's good. And when you think about how they would have made it, that makes it even better, at least to me, because I'm like, they would have been using like Amigas and big old, analog desks, plugging all their synths in, trying to make these tracks. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That makes it even cooler, I think.